The Mother's Silent Battle, A Journey Back to Faith. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear mothers, have you ever looked into your child's eyes and wondered, am I enough? Noor thought she was, until one heartbreaking question from her son shattered her world. This is her story, a battle of flaws, faith, and finding her true strength. Title: The Journey of a Mother. From Heartbreak to Strength. The Mistakes We Make as Mothers. Noor was like any other mother, loving, caring, and deeply attached to her family. But as days turned into years, she unknowingly fell into patterns that drained her emotionally and mentally. Taking heartbreaks to heart, Noor often held on to words spoken by relatives or friends. A simple comment like, "Your child is so mischievous," would linger in her mind for days. She'd overthink, replaying the words again and again. It felt like her heart was constantly being wounded by others' opinions. Her husband once told her, "Let go of what others say, Noor. Allah knows your intentions." But Noor couldn't. Every comment, every judgment became a weight on her heart, pulling her down further. Losing control. Over anger, Noor loved her children, but she often let anger control her actions. When her sons misbehaved or argued, she would raise her voice and say things she later regretted. One evening, her eldest son, Zaid, timidly asked, "Mama, why are you always angry? Do you not love us?" Those words shattered Noor. She realized her anger wasn't just hurting her, it was hurting her children too. But she felt stuck, unable to change. Neglecting self-care, Noor's life revolved around her family. She cooked, cleaned, and ensured her children had everything they needed. But in the process, she forgot about herself. She stopped taking time for her own interests, hobbies, or spiritual growth. Her days blurred into a routine of chores, leaving her exhausted and unfulfilled. Noor often thought, "I'm doing everything for my family. Why do I still feel empty?" Focusing only on the short term. Noor was so caught up in managing daily tasks that she lost sight of the bigger picture. She wanted her children to be happy, but she rarely thought about how to raise them with discipline, patience, and strong faith. Her younger son Ahmed once said, "Mama, why don't you read with us? You always tell us to learn Quran, but we never see you reading it." Those innocent words hit her like a storm. 5. Letting emotions overpower wisdom. Noor often let her emotions dictate her actions. If she felt hurt, she'd withdraw from her family. If she felt overwhelmed, she'd lash out. She struggled to balance her feelings with logic and faith. She remembered a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad. "The strong is not the one who overcomes the people by his strength, but the strong is the one who controls himself while in anger." Noor felt ashamed, knowing she wasn't living up to the teachings of Islam. The wake-up call. One evening, Noor sat alone by the beach, watching the waves crash against the shore. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "Ya Allah, I'm failing as a mother. I don't know how to change." It was in that moment of vulnerability that Noor realized something important. Transformation begins with self-awareness. If she wanted to raise strong, disciplined, and God-fearing children, she needed to transform herself first. Part 2. The transformation of Noor. Noor's journey of transformation wasn't easy, but it was worth every struggle. She decided to rebuild herself, step by step, trusting in Allah's guidance. 1. Letting go of emotional baggage, Noor began by forgiving those who had hurt her. She told herself, "The words of others don't define me. Allah knows my heart." She started reciting the dua for strength. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Sufficient for us is Allah, and He is the best disposer of affairs. Each time she felt hurt by someone's words, she turned to Allah for comfort instead of letting the pain fester in her heart. 2. Mastering anger. Noor made a promise to herself. No more losing control over anger. She followed the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, When she felt angry, she said, "A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytan ir-rajim." I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed devil. She drank water and performed wudu to cool down. If standing, she sat. If sitting, she lay down. One day, when her son Zaid accidentally spilled juice on her prayer mat, Noor took a deep breath and smiled. "It's okay, Zaid. Let's clean it together." Her son's face lit up with relief. That moment marked a turning point. Noor's patience was becoming a shield for her family. Rebuilding faith through routine. Noor created a new routine for her family, centered around faith and discipline. Morning gratitude. After Fajr, they sat together and shared one thing they were grateful for: Islamic learning. Noor taught her sons short surahs, du'as, and the stories of the prophets. Family Salah. Time. They prayed together as a family, strengthening their bond and faith. Her home slowly transformed into a sanctuary of peace and spirituality. Instead of yelling, she used stories and analogies to teach lessons. When Ahmed refused to share his toys, Noor told him the story of the Prophet's generosity. She said, "Do you know how happy Allah becomes when we share? Let's make Allah happy together." Her gentle approach inspired her children to listen and obey without fear. Embracing self-care and growth, Noor realized she couldn't pour from an empty cup. She began taking time for herself. She read Islamic books, listened podcasts, bayan to deepen her knowledge. She spent 10 minutes daily journaling her thoughts and progress. She exercised to stay healthy and energetic. Noor also started memorizing Quranic verses with her sons, making it a shared journey of growth. The struggles. She faced transformation wasn't easy. Noor faced criticism from relatives who said, "Why are you changing so much? You were fine before." She struggled with old habits, occasionally losing her temper or feeling overwhelmed. But each time she stumbled, she reminded herself Quranic verses. Verily, with hardship comes ease. Noor's biggest struggle was fighting her inner doubts. She often wondered, "Am I good enough? Can I really change?" But she kept going, trusting in Allah's mercy and guidance. One day, Noor overheard her son Zaid talking to his younger brothers. He said, "Mama is like our superhero. She's always calm and helps us be better Muslims." Those words brought Noor to tears. Her transformation was no longer just about her. It was shaping her children's future. Noor's home became a haven of love, discipline, and spirituality. Her children grew up with strong morals, unshakable faith, and a deep respect for their mother. Noor's journey inspired the mothers in her community to embark on their own transformations.